Better days has to be ahead. Welcome to the Big Zo podcast. I am he is me. Shout out to everybody in there, man, trying to maintain, trying to hang on, trying to make the best of these situations and circumstances, and just continue to put their best foot forward, man, regardless of the cards we're being dealt. Hope everybody doing good. Hope everybody staying safe. Hoping everybody staying positive, staying encouraged, staying motivated, staying inspired. Draw inspiration from wherever you can, man. I know it seems dim with no end in sight, but you got to find the silver lining, man, through all this crap, through all this chaos. It got to be a better way. You can't let it get to you. And I know for me, this is probably the most mentally challenging year that I've experienced throughout my 39-year-old life. I'm sure I've been through other things and more things, and, you know, a lot of traumatic and tragic things have happened in past years, but just to date, man, this one has been really trying and challenging. But, you know, like I said, man, we got to hang in there. Hold on, keep your head up, and just stick together, man. Your loved ones that's in your circle, who you look for, who you depend on, who depend on you, who you can trust, all of that. Yo, bring them closer. Bring them closer. We need family. We need friends now more than ever. Because it's ugly. It's ugly. And I ain't really want to start on such a solemn, somber note, but I just really abandoned my notes, man. I wrote some stuff down that I wanted to, chop it up about, some serious stuff, some goofy stuff, some relationship stuff, but I don't know, man. I ain't even for it. But like I said, man, I hope everybody good out there and just maintaining and trying to make a way out of no way. But we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. One way or the other, we're going to be all right. But hope everybody good. I know for me, man, I'm doing good. You could complain, but, sometimes complaining is good. Sometimes it won't do no good. But where I'm at, I'll be all right. I'm just glad I had a toothache like a week or so ago, maybe a week and a half, and I've never had a toothache before, and that was, that's a pain like no other. I can't compare it to, what women go through with their pains, the pains that men are fortunate enough to not experience. I can't compare it to that. But for me personally, that is probably the most pain I felt, unbearable. Like my whole right side, like, it's bad when you have the pain shoots from your jawline, like up into your eye. Like my right eye was like throbbing. It felt like I had a heart beating inside my jaw. But got it taken care of, so I'm feeling better. Hopefully, the problem was resolved. They didn't pull nothing. They just dug inside one of my teeth that I had a filling, and did some work on it. So hopefully it was resolved. The silver lining to that, speaking of silver lining, I was only able to drink water because everything irritated it. So water actually made it feel better. I was just drink like room temperature water and swish it around in my mouth, and it would knock the pain down for about 30 seconds, and then I had to repeat that step several times. I went through at least a case and a half of water in 2 days. 2 days, maybe 3, but at least 2 days. Went to the emergency room on a Friday night and checked in. So I'm sitting in the waiting room. You know, once you check in, you sit in the waiting room for 11 hours. So I'm sitting in the waiting room. It's probably about 3 a.m. And this lady walks in with this guy. And she checks in, and for some reason, maybe they was there before me, but they take her to the back immediately. Now she's walking on her own merit. She doesn't seem hurt or anything. I'm not sure what was going on, but the guy that she was with was clearly intoxicated. Know if it was weed or I think it was alcohol, because I smell a little bit of alcohol, but you never know. But he was in the waiting room getting very impatient because they wouldn't let him back. And he was trying to tell them that was his wife. I don't know if it was his wife or not, but I don't believe it. But he was trying to tell them that was his wife. They wouldn't let him in the back. So he proceeds to get loud, of course. And then he starts pacing back and forth. And then he goes to the vending machine, and he pulls out this wad of money, and it was clearly just big bills. And I'm sitting maybe a couple of seats from him, and I'm like, yo, I hope this guy don't talk to me. I'm not in the mood. My jaw's hurting. And of course, as soon as that thought crossed my head, he turns to me and goes, hey, big dog, hey, you got some change, man, or like $1 or something, so I get something off the vending machine. You know, I ain't got no big bills. I was like, oh man, I ain't even got it. So he was like, all right. So then he gets mad at himself because he only has big bills. So then another group of like 3 or 4 other people came in there, and they was like loud and rowdy. And I think the dude at the checkout desk actually called the police, because the police wound up showing up. And I just left because, yo, you never know. I got out of there. And actually my tooth stopped hurting. And so I left. So as I'm walking out, though, not the end there, as I'm walking out, the vending machine guy was outside pacing back and forth. So as I'm walking out towards the door, I'm like, yo, please don't let him, walk up on me. And of course, what does he do? He walks up on me. And this dude asked me if I could help him push his car back because his reverse does not work. And I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't work? He was like, I can't go backwards. So if you can, man, you can help me push it out of the parking spot and then I can go. So I'm like, nah, man, I can't really help you, man. My back, I'm here for my back killing me, man. I can't really do no strenuous activities like that. And he was like, well, you could just guide it, put it in neutral, and I'll push it. I was like, well played. So we tried it. He got me. So we tried it, couldn't do it because he's parked on a slant on the hill or whatever. So I'm like, how did you get here? He was like, well, I had my cousin them to push me out my spot, and then I brought my gear to the emergency room. And I'm just like, oh, wow. So every time you leave a place, somebody got to push you back. But anyway, I digress, man. I got out of there. But that's my main point. Toot was feeling better, and I got out of there. But that was my little tiny adventure over the past few days. But we're going to start it off, man. Like I said, I kind of abandoned my notes, man. But I just kind of felt compelled to do a podcast or whatever, probably won't be long. Got to give my boy cracking for school, doing the whole virtual learning thing had last week. They only did 2 days, which I thought was kind of crazy. Why not just, if you wasn't fully prepared, just wait till next week. That way you get a full weekend. So they just did 2 days, and it was interesting, but he was hanging in there. He was paying attention. It's kind of hard to tell a 10-year-old kid to sit still in this one spot, but he did all right. He did all right. So we'll see how this go moving forward. But want to start this off, man. It was a crazy weekend. Just want to say, rest in peace to Black Panther, King T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, man, who was battling cancer for 4 years, and they kept it under wraps. His team and the squad, it was private. Nobody really knew. And he passed at home with his family and loved ones. So prayers to them, and, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, man. I watched that, they had a tribute last night, like a 45-minute tribute after they aired Black Panther, commercial free, and then they had a tribute, like a 2020 special, in honor of him. And it was pretty interesting. It was good just to see that everything, his journey, like before he was diagnosed with cancer, how he came up and, went to acting school, and they told a story about how Denzel paid for him to go to this prestigious acting school, Oxford or something like that, but he paid for him to do it. Found out that Felicia Rashad was his teacher at Howard, and she actually reached out to Denzel, and Denzel helped him out, which I thought was dope. But just seeing his body of work, movie-wise, and him as a person was just amazing. He exemplified, like, he embodies what a king is. Like, we know, Black Panther is a fictional character, but what Black Panther represented, he actually lived it in real life. And you want to talk about strength. To be dealing with cancer and having these surgeries and these treatments can be very taxing and exhausting and painful. For him to still be able to carry on and do these movies and put on great performances, and also fulfill kids' needs who were fulfill their dreams, who were battling cancer as well, or some type of sickness or disease, to still be able to put self to the side, knowing that your days are possibly numbered, to still make kids' dream come true, to still be able to inspire others, to still be able to give to others and provide for others, and be there for others who may need to lean on him or just need his help. To just be so selfless is just truly remarkable, given that you're going through something that is life-threatening, and still be able to maintain such positivity, to still be able to put a smile on every day, to still be able to go to work every day and put your best foot forward, and to just have the mental toughness to just bear it all. Like, we don't know, what was going on behind closed doors. I'm sure he had his days, but to be able to give the viewing public that courageous strength, and to just be able to inspire us is just amazing. And I seen online a bunch of kids doing like like a funeral, like a funeral tribute where they had like all the action figures and had like Black Panther laying down. They had like all the other Avengers and all the other Marvel action heroes surrounding them, which I thought was dope. And then you had like kids with their mask on, and they were taking pictures and doing the Wakanda symbol, and everything is very touching, man. You have no idea what it's like to go years without seeing those type of images that represents us. And then when we finally get it, how happy and celebrated we were. I just remember when Black Panther came out. It was a movement. It was a movement. Like, it was more than just going to the movies or going, just an outing. Like, this was a movement. This was a movement. And I remember being amped up. Like, when the trailer first debuted, I was pumped up. My son was pumped up. Like, we was ready to go. And normally they typically release movies like Thursday night at midnight before, Friday morning, if you will. But they did this one a day early. I believe they did it on a Wednesday night. And I remember taking off work so me and the fam can go. And, my son had his all black on, and he had the mask. I had all black, wifey had all black, and we was out there. And the crowd, I just remember going and seeing the line like just wrapped through the building, inside the theater, and getting in there and getting seated and just watching it, and just the emotion that was, just the emotion that was going through the audience as he was battling Killmonger, and when he lost and Killmonger threw him off the cliff, I remember just this loud gasp, and it was a couple people were crying, and I remember my son being upset. He was like, "Can we go now?" Like, "Nah, man, let's just hang in there to the end. He might be back." And it was just emotional. And when he came back on the scene and he came back to claim his throne, and the crowd was just being so electric, and everybody was caught up in the moment. Like, it was just a movement. It was just a movement for us. I think that movie grossed over like $1.3 billion. But it was a movement. Like, one thing about Black people, man, we gonna be proud. We can be hard on ourselves, but when we proud, we gonna be proud. Like, we claim Black excellence from anybody Black, like they family. And that felt like family. That success felt like our success. Whether it was just for the moment, whether it was for 2 weeks, whether it was for a week or whatever. We went and saw it 4 times. And I bought the movie when it came out. Yes, I still buy DVDs. Till this day, I still buy DVDs. Because when all this streaming and all this stuff go down, Wi-Fi go down, I'm still going to have my DVDs. But it was just a movement. And I remember seeing people online, man, going, they was getting real dressed up, like in they kente cloths, and they was wearing they African apparel, and it was just, it was a movement, man. It was a movement. And he bodied that character. He bodied it. I'm telling you, he bodied it so much that when I saw him in 21 Bridges, when I seen him in a movie outside of the Marvel universe, and he went to speak, and he spoke in like just English, like with no accent, I caught an attitude. I was like, nah, this ain't T'Challa. Like, I was just expecting to hear the accent like that was really, like that, like that was really him. And 21 Bridges was dope, by the way. But it was just a movement, man. And it's just the strength. I mean, I'm just, it makes you look at yourself. It makes you look within. It makes you reflect, take inventory of yourself. If this man can battle cancer for 4 years, and within those 4 years get so much done, have such an impact on adults and kids, and still maintain who he is true to his core, says a lot. Says a lot. And it's inspirational because most of us are not going through half of what he went through. And if that man, if that king can go through that into his final days and be inspirational and be helpful and be, you know, who he was, then there's no reason why, you know, we can't. But yeah, man, so that tribute last night was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was like 45 minutes. But rest in peace to him, man. And prayers to his family. And just, it stung. It stung a little bit. It stung a little bit. And just so much going on. Like, yo, 2020 has been just a trip. You know what 2020 remind me of, man? This year reminds me, to put it in like sports terms, it's like 2020 is playing against us, right? People. And it's the fourth quarter with like 3 minutes left. And 2020 is up by 40. But they still shooting threes and they still playing full court defense with no let up in sight. They hammering us and they won't let up. And we trying, but they just too good. And it's been discouraging. It's been discouraging. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. And then dealing with, you know, what's going on with the police. You know, y'all see it. Y'all know what's happening. But hopefully, you know, this Jacob Blake, you know, prayers to him and his family, who was shot 7 times in the back walking to his car in a non-threatening, unarmed manner, was shot 7 times in the back by one of these coward police. He survived, but he's paralyzed from the waist down. Hopefully it's not permanent. Pray that it's not permanent. But fortunately, he survived. So I'm praying that this can be the turning point, because now we get to hear the victim's account instead of trying to guess and piece things together, or listen to these dumb reasons when they try to criminalize the victim. So now, hopefully, we get to hear from the victim, and this can be the turning point, the start of something revolutionary, because it has to change, man. It has to change. We can't keep sitting back watching us be slaughtered and hunted and murdered and abused, and they just get a paid vacation on us. On us. They murder us and then they still get to go home and have dinner with their family. While the victim family life has been shattered into pieces. Something has to change, man. I just don't understand. It's like when you think they can't do it, or it's like when you think you've seen it all, they find new ways to wow us. It's like it's almost, I see your knee to the neck and I raise you 7 shots in the back. Or I see your 7 shots in the back and I raise you a chokehold. Or I see your chokehold and I raise you a botched home invasion. It's like they're trying to outdo each other. And the winner gets a paid vacation on us. And something has to change, man. Something has to change. And I don't want to hear I'm so sick of that all cops ain't bad. Because what a good one's at? What are you doing? And I have seen, where, some cops got brave and tried to come forward and blow the whistle on the coward other cops, and they were punished. They were suspended, or they were outcasted. Like, what part of the game is that? But something has to change, man. I don't have all the answers, but something has to change. And protesting only seems to go so far. We don't want any more statues removed. We don't want any more school names changed. I mean, all that is cool. It's long overdue. But we need some physical action. We need some of these policies changed, man. That's what we need. We need to just blow up the whole system and start fresh. Because it's crazy. And I'm supposed to raise my black son during these crazy times. Because there's going to come a point where he's no longer cute. When he's so cute and well-mannered, that's going to go out the window in a few years. Then he's going to be just a black kid. And it's a shame that I have to give him a speech before he leaves the house to go with his friends or his girlfriend or go to the mall or do whatever, or just walk to the store or something. I got to give him a speech on how he's supposed to behave and act when he's not in my presence, just to have a small percentage that he's going to make it back home to us. The speech I got to give my son and the speech you got to give your sons and kids is going to be totally different. Have to explain to him why some people just don't like him. No matter what he does, no matter how great he is, no matter how respectful he is, no matter how smart he is, that some people just not going to like you. You have haters, and then you just have people who just not going to like you because of the way you look. No other reason. But that's where we are. That's where we are. So, been educating myself, preparing myself and passing it down. So he'll be ready. You better believe it. He's going to be ready for whoever and for whatever. He'll be ready. But some got to give, man. And I seen where I saw the NBA did they did a boycott for like a couple of days. They coupled couple of games, and when the news first came out, because of the Jacob Blake shooting happened in Milwaukee. Happened in Wisconsin, Kenosha, and when the Milwaukee Bucks did it first, they boycotted first. No other team knew. Nobody knew. It was like a few minutes before they were supposed to take the floor to play against the Orlando Magic, and they did not take the floor, but instead they, huddled up and prepared a statement and didn't play, and they, read their statement, which I thought was dope. And then the other teams followed suit, which I thought was dope. And they boycotted for like a couple of days. But when they first announced that they was not going to play because it has gotten enough is enough, I was like so happy. Like, I had so many thoughts running through my mind. I'm like, this is it. This is the moment that most of us been waiting for. I'm like, they about to boycott, don't play, hit them in the pockets, and get their attention. Because the best way to get people's attention is to hit them pockets. And I was like, it's happening. It's about to get cracking. The revolution will be televised. And then they, did the 2 days, and then they talked to some people, and they said they was going to resume play and finish the playoffs. And I get it, but a part of me was like so disappointed. I'm like, no, don't play. But I get it. But me, as a man, not a fan, I was like, don't play. Because if you don't play, you got them. They got to listen to you. And I started jumping the gun. I'm like, start your own league. Get with these other black multimillionaires and billionaires and start your own league. But I was so proud and so excited. I'm like, it's finna be on. And then they decided to, play for whatever reason, which is cool. I can't count pockets. People got, for whatever reason, people got family to feed. Everybody not making what LeBron is making. So I understand. Everybody not making what Kawhi is making and what Durant are making. So I know it's easier said than done. Because if you just look at it on this level, this regular basic level, it ain't too many people who gonna boycott their job either. Because a lot of us are just one paycheck away from being homeless or having some utilities turned off. So I know it's easier said than done, but just a part of me just kind of wanted them to just don't finish out this season, cancel this season. Their way, you got the whole off season to make moves and to get these owners and get everybody's attention. And then I wanted it to be like a trickle down effect. So the NBA would do it. Then hopefully like the NFL would do it. Then baseball. I just wanted to trickle down and just see where it goes. But, they chose to play. That's fine. I'm going to watch. But a part of me just wanted them not to. But I still think they could be effective. Maybe not as effective because it's playing is somewhat of a distraction. When there was no sports, it got real intense around here. Everybody's eyes was open. Everybody's ears was open. It got real intense. So we was a little bit more focused. So hopefully they can still be very impactful even while playing. But who knows? Who knows? They may just finish off this season and say, yo, y'all got to next season training camp to do something, or we're not taking the floor. We're not suiting up. We're not gonna suit up. So, we'll see. We shall see. But so anyway, so I was having this conversation. It was a little silly conversation with a buddy of mine, my homeboy. We was talking, and it was about nothing. 5 minutes. I'm telling you, talking to my friends is like the first 5 minutes be about something of substance, and the next 15 or 20 minutes just be very childish and hilarious. But I was trying to end the conversation. Excuse me. I was trying to end the conversation because I was doing something, and he tried to be funny. What, you about to be booed up and cuddle? But that's fine. I'm all for the joke. But the way he said it in a tone as if cuddling with your woman is corny. And so I was like, why you say it with such a negative tone to it? And he was like, cuz you cuddling, nigga, you doing. I'm like, so you don't cuddle with your woman? He was like, yeah, like when we going to bed. I'm like, well, what about when you watching movies or you just laid up? He was like, well, we don't really do that. Well, that's the problem. I love cuddling. I'm a big old teddy bear, big old chocolate teddy bear. You feel me? I love cuddling. And I'll do you one further, what I told him. Sometimes when cuddling, I like being the little spoon. Let that marinate. He was like, the little spoon? Yeah, the little spoon. That's when she hugs me from the back. When we lay down. I like being a little spoon sometimes. I like warm titties on my back. Sorry. So it makes me feel safe. But I'm like, so dog, if you don't, I don't know what you do, but that's what I do. And I'm gonna lay on your thigh. I love laying on the thigh. Big old thighs. I'm like, so what you do? What you do? Nah, man, I ain't turning around. She ain't finna. I said, you insecure, brother. If the woman you're with, you don't trust her enough to turn around and let her hug you from the back, then something is wrong with you. Now they get a little goofy, a little immature, a little childish, want to grind on you and pump. Hey, yo, don't grind and pump on me. We ain't doing that. I had to tell her, yo, don't grind on me. And then get even a little bit more childish and try to talk bad to you through her teeth. Sure, let me do it. Hey, man, don't grind on me. But do I move? Nope. So, hey, yo, I love cuddling. And I love being a little spoon. Little spoon is ignorant. But, dudes, yo, man, we got to start being more transparent with what we enjoy. Like, we too hard. Talk to my homeboys or whatever. Like they want to admit that they like certain things. Like it's not, it ain't cool to admit that you like certain things. Like I like being a little spoon. I can admit that. I don't care. But no dude will admit certain things because they're afraid of how it makes them look to their friends. And I gotta be honest with you, at the age I am now, man, I don't even care. I don't even care. But it's dudes out here that still struggle. Like, ask a dude, do they like getting their nipples licked? And watch how tight he get about that subject. He gonna laugh it off and try to avoid the question, or he gonna thug it out. No dude, no dude wants to openly admit that. That's my jam, though. I ain't gonna front. That's my jam. But no dude wants to admit that. We got to stop that, fellas. Be open. Be transparent with who you are. It can only benefit you. And if they use it to get you, then she ain't the one, King. She ain't the one. Try to bring it up when y'all, get into it in a public setting when y'all with friends. Try to try to embarrass you a little bit, But yo, it's a risk you take with love, buddy. But we need to be more transparent with what we like. If you like certain stuff, hey, share it with your lady, man. Because 9 times out of 10, they want to do that. They want to do that. Just be open. Be open. Now, don't let them cross that threshold. I ain't going to get into all that. But anyway. But we have to be more transparent, man. And so that actual conversation led to some other stuff. We got to talking about love because he has a friend, a lady friend, they're just friends, who is with a guy, but it's not for love. And he was telling her that he said, so when he told her, when he gave his opinion about it, she said she felt like he was judging her. And he was like, well, I ain't judging you, but I just think that's crazy to be with somebody that you don't love. And she was like, well, I'm not saying that I don't love him, but the love is not the main reason why why she's there. And so he asked me, do I think, so they had like an in-depth discussion. So he asked me, do I think love is overrated? And I was like, what you mean overrated? He was like, well, do you think that people are being with each other for different reasons other than love? And I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that. I mean, you see it all the time. I mean, you see married couples who been together for like years who have kids, and they be together for the kids. Or they may be together for the financial stability. Or just because I'm too old to be starting over and I don't want to. Whatever. But they make it work. But you see some couples, man, when the kids get grown, they go to college or graduate college, whatever. Hey, you see the parents, they might separate because it's like, yo, our job is done. We finished here. And it ends amicably. Oh, I got that word right on the first try. But I think so. I'm never going to say love is overrated. But I do think sometimes it takes a back seat to other things. Whether it be you pursuing your career or chasing your dreams. Whether it be like the kids. You see a lot of couples, man, where the care for the kids, the well-being of the kids, takes the lead of everything else for us, the couple's happiness when it comes to each other, or just maintaining the crib. You see a lot of people just start devoting and putting their all into the kids. Or you see a lot of people who are very goal-oriented. They start putting most of their time and their efforts and their energy into pursuing their dreams and goals at the risk of ruining their relationship. So sometimes love does take a back seat. But I still don't think love is overrated. I still think love is the most powerful tool you can have in a relationship. Because essentially without love, you really have nothing. But I think a lot of people are finding a way to balance or have love, a portion of love, while still being able to do their own thing to get things done. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But I know for me, I need love. Like, because the way I was raised, like I can do everything that I really need to do. Like I've been taking care of myself for a while. So all that other stuff, man, really doesn't impress me. Who you are as a person, minus the glitz and the glamour, that's what impresses me. But I don't think love is overrated. I just think we're not shining the light on it like we used to, because we're so caught up with everything else, glitz and the glamour. Like we see on social media everybody's end result or everybody's success story. Nobody really posts the failures. Nobody really posts the attempts. They only post the end, the victory, the popping of the champagne, the celebration. Nobody posts the struggle. And then everybody couple goals. Look, I'm so annoyed and done with hashtag couple goals, relationship goals, or whatever it is. Like I'm done with that. Like, and then to prove my point, like some of the people who you be like relationship goals, a little scandal comes out about them. And it's like, do you really want that relationship? Or you find out something, bad about them. And it's like, yo, do you really want that relationship? That was your relationship goal. But see, we just see the finished product on social media. We don't see the practice. We don't see the rehearsal. All we see is the final act, and it looks beautiful. And that jams us up every time, because nobody posts the failures. You see these relationships, these long relationships with the longevity. Like you don't know what they've been through to get to that point. Like you don't see what the man or the woman has been through, or how they have evolved into the persons that they are today. And see, we be in love with the idea of being in a relationship or being married or loving somebody. We see these movies, we see everything, and we think that that's what it is. Nah, bruh. Not even close. I mean, you could do certain things, certain activities to try to, depict it, but at the end of the day, it ain't nothing like that. It ain't always riding off into the sunset. Sometimes it rains a lot of them days. But it's about love. How badly do you want it? And I hate when I see that meme that go, love is not supposed to hurt. Yeah, love not supposed to do a lot of things. Love, but it does. You can't tell love what to do. Love can frustrate you. Love can annoy you. Love can anger you. Love can make you cry. Love does what it wants to do. That's saying you can't control who you fall in love with. You can't tell love what to do, homeboy, homegirl. Love gonna do what it want to do. Love is an emotion. And different people express love differently. Different people handle love differently. Different people receive love differently. Different people give love differently. You can't tell love what to do. Now, love, you say love is not supposed to hurt. Yeah, it's not supposed to hurt. But who's to say love is going to test you? Now, whether you hurt or you're angry or whatever, but love is going to test you. How much do you love that person? That's what happens at the end of the day. So we see all these, we see Jay and, Beyonce, and we like that, but we kind of, seeing them, get to the point where they at, they had some hiccups. You see Snoop and his wife, they've been together for years and years and years, but you don't know what they've been through. You see Cube and his wife, they've been together for years and years. You don't know what they've been through to get there. Denzel and his wife, you don't know what they've been through. Angela Bassett, Courtney B. Vance, we got some very good looking black couples out here I'm naming. But you don't know what they've been through. But it's easy to see an image on TV or social media and go, yo, I want that. But you don't know that behind the scenes footage, homeboy. That behind the scenes footage is an eye opener. You don't see the training. You don't see the practice. You don't see all of that. You don't see the counseling. You don't see the late night talks, being up for 6 to 8 hours talking about the same thing. You don't see the going days at a time without speaking. You don't see the weeks going without sex. You don't see the weeks or the days of not sleeping in the same bed together. You don't see the weeks and the days of eating alone or crying. We don't see that. We don't see that. All of that is a part of love. All of that is a part of being in a relationship. Yo, them roses is going to stink sometimes. You hear me? And people always be like, it ain't always going to be like that. It ain't always going to be pretty. Sometimes you're going to have them ugly days. You got to get through them ugly days. And if you can get through them ugly days, then to me, that's more impressive than getting through the pretty days. Just like in sports. Yeah, you can blow somebody out. That's cool. But them grimy, ugly games and you win them grimy, ugly games when you got to tough it out. Like those are impressive. When you got to buckle down and you got to you got to focus, strap your shoes on tight, and get about that business and handle business. That's impressive. Good days, hey, you can breeze through those. Those are not hard to come by. You're going to have those. You should have those most days. But them days where just hearing somebody chew, they seem to be chewing their food a little louder today than usual. And it annoys me. Those are the days. Well, that person, your significant other, seem like they just can't do nothing right in y'all. Like those are the days. And it's easy to run. It's easy to run. Now, I ain't saying don't run. You do what you want to do. But I'm more of a problem resolver. Because you could run, you could try to avoid it, but guess what? That problem's still going to be there. And sometimes the problem is you. The problem is you. It ain't always the other person. Sometimes the problem is you. So I see people, they pack up, they move and they dip and they do whatever thing they're going to get a fresh start. But guess what? Sometimes the problem is you. So you're just taking your problem to another location. So sometimes, man, you got to look within. to fix that problem. Because the problem can be you, especially if you're a man. Please look within. But the problem could be you. And running ain't gonna do it. So what I found out is when you're looking at yourself, when you're doing self-inventory, when you're taking a personal invoice of who you are as a person, it has to be a no holds barred, no filter inspection of yourself. Like, you have to truly be transparent with yourself before you could be transparent with anybody else. Now, we always quick to call other people toxic, but we be toxic. We had toxic traits too, as you as an individual, man and woman. You have to be really transparent with yourself before you can be transparent with anybody else. Like, you have to really take a hard, thorough look at yourself, because you may be the problem. You need to recognize if you're selfish. You need to recognize if you're insensitive. You need to recognize if you have a temper problem. You may not even know how to talk to nobody. A lot of us are verbal abusers and don't even know it. You think because that's just how you talk. Or maybe in your old relationship, y'all used to cuss each other out because it was cool, it was cute, and that's just what y'all did. But the next person might not rock with that, might not subscribe to that. But you have to be transparent with yourself, full transparency. And recognize those ugly truths about yourself that you may not want to acknowledge publicly. Because I'm telling you, in the long run, man, it benefits you. And at the end of the day, it's about your happiness. You can't possibly make nobody else happy if you're not happy. I know y'all heard that before. That's so cliche, but I said it. But you have to take full inventory of yourself, man, and be open and honest with yourself. Like I said before, me, I know I have a selfish side. I can be selfish. And that's something that I work on daily. And it's kind of dope being with somebody who is the complete opposite of selfish, who is a giver, because it's inspirational. It makes you want to give if you are trying to really work on yourself. Because I know for me, being married to a giver who would put everything about you before her, it makes you look at yourself. I mean, because I've been selfish from drunk. I'm talking as a kid, growing up to adulthood to where I am now. But I never really peeped it. Or I never really thought about working on it. Maybe I did peep it. Maybe I did peep it when I was younger, but I never really thought about working on it. But when you trying to, be with somebody and you trying to, create some longevity and some magic, then you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta work on yourself. You gotta work on yourself. And if you have never admitted that you were wrong in your life, then you really, really need to work on yourself. You desperately, I said that wrong, need to work on yourself. If you have never, ever uttered the words, "I was wrong and I'm sorry," or if you don't, or if you've never had a moment where you thought, "Man, I was wrong for that," then you really need to work on yourself. because that is saying basically that you're perfect and you never made a mistake. And we all know that's not true. There's nobody walking this earth surface that hasn't made a mistake or wronged someone. And sometimes, man, a simple apology won't fix it. You got to put some action behind that apology, because we've all heard "I'm sorry" a million times before, and then the same thing happened again. So sometimes you gotta put some action behind it, man. A little extra effort, man and women. You gotta put a little extra effort on it. Somebody said I always sniff when I make a fact or when I spit some truth. So if I'm sniffing a lot, it's because I'm doing what I'm doing. But you have to take a nice long look at yourself, man. And love ain't easy. Love ain't easy. I don't think love is supposed to be easy. I don't think anything in this world is supposed to be easy. I think everything in this world is designed to challenge you as a person. I don't think anything in this world is supposed to be easy, unless it's like a talent. But other than that, I think everything that you encounter, everything that you pursue, everything that you do in life is designed to challenge you, to help mold you and show and expose you for who you are. It exposes you for who you are, and it's going to mold you into who you're going to become. That's love. That's life. It's going to challenge you to rise and fly, or just to stay grounded. It's all about what you want to do. And right now, we are in the most challenging stage. Now, can we rise above this and fly? Or are we just going to sit idle and let it consume us? It's a day-to-day process. So the choice is yours, man. But we got a battle. We got a battle ahead of us. Personal battles and community battles. And right now, it seems like the community battle is taking the front seat to the personal battles. But at the same time, you got to find that balance, man. You can't let one thing consume you. Sometimes you got to turn the social media off. Sometimes you got to turn that TV off and just meditate. Get a peace of mind, man. Go to the park or something. Go for a walk. Me, I love going to the park and going to walk/run, but I do more walking than running. But for me, it's therapeutic. Sometimes I'm going for a couple of hours, man, just walking and thinking, allowing my mind to race. Allowing my mind to think all of these thoughts that I think, because it seems like when the moment I do my best thinking is when I'm laying down trying to go to sleep. That's when my mind starts to be all over the place with ideas or scenarios or situations or whatever. So walking for me is very therapeutic because it allows me to just breathe and think freely. I can think freely. I don't have to worry about anything. I can tune out whatever I want to tune out and just focus on what I need to focus on. A little bit of music. Music goes a long way. Music is therapeutic. But you have to find that peace of mind because you're going to go crazy. Don't allow a lot of things to consume you. It's okay to step back from being a social activist for a second. Just step back for a second and just breathe. You don't want to go insane. And then you get right back to it. Your relationship rocket. It's okay to step back for a minute. I don't mean walk away, but just kind of, just sit back and just you stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here. Let's both just breathe for a second. And then you come back and you get right back at it. And it's okay to have a break from your kids. If you got kids, especially if you got kids. If you're a single parent with kids, it's okay to want a break. Don't let people make you feel bad because you trying to find some free time for your mind to relax, for your mental to relax. It's okay. It's okay. And don't let people judge you or make you feel bad for that. It's all right to want to have a little bit of time away from your kids that you deal with 24/7 all day by yourself. It is perfectly fine. Because you can go crazy. Sometimes you got to put yourself first. Now, being a single parent, you can't put yourself first for long, but it's okay to have a weekend or just a little getaway, a couple of days. It's okay. You need to recharge. You need to reboot. Even two-parent homes, you still need to reboot. You still need that quality time. It doesn't make you a bad parent. It doesn't make you irresponsible to just want to breathe for a little bit. Sometimes you have to breathe. Especially if you're a single woman, a single parent. Single women, parents. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Single women that are mothers. Yo, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough. I ain't never been in that position, but I could just recall one time when son was a baby or whatever, and wife was doing she wasn't a teacher yet. She was doing like teacher's aide, so she had to go to school and assist or whatever. And so it was on me during the day. It was on me. Parenting duties, daddy duties was me during the day. So it was all on me. So here I am with this infant. Never been a parent, never been around babies before. It's on me. Let's go. And I just remember happened to a couple of times clean him, get him dressed, pack a bag, just to be able to put him in the car seat, get ready to go to the grocery store, get him in the car seat, don't even get out the driveway. I'm smelling doo-doo. So now I got to take him back in the house, clean him up, change him, and do this all again. And a part of me was like, I run them errands tomorrow. And that was just one day. Now take that with a single mom, and she got to do that 7 days a week by herself, along with maintaining a job, maintaining a household. That is taxing. You will go crazy if you don't have a strong mental or a strong support system. So there's nothing wrong with needing a break from your regular world. Even if it's just to be at home alone. I don't know what y'all do when y'all home alone. I assume y'all all like dance in the mirror and smoke. I don't know. But just to have that break. Because it's taxing. And yo, couples, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, husband, wife, help each other out. Sometimes you take the kid, I'm gonna pack the kids up. We're gonna get out for the day and just do whatever. You take the time to do whatever it is you want to do. Get your nails done, get your toes done, take a nap. Take an uninterrupted nap. Do whatever it is you want to do. And vice versa. Ladies, I'm gonna pack the kids up. We're gonna go to the zoo. We're gonna do whatever. Hey, you take the time to do whatever it is you want to do, which is probably gonna be like watch some porn and masturbate or something. But just take them. Take them. You need that break, man. You need a break from the everyday routine. I ain't saying neglect, but you need a break from the everyday routine. And shout out to the single mothers out there, man, who got to do that by themselves. I saw an article. It was a statement. It wasn't really an article. It might have been from Taraji P. Henson, where she was saying how she don't want black women to be called strong anymore. Now, I don't want to get the quote wrong, So I may be paraphrasing a little bit, but she was saying how calling a black woman strong is almost an insult. And when I wish I could find it so I could read the whole thing. But initially when I read the whole thing, I was kind of like, I disagree immediately. I was like, nah. I'm like, now I'm like, see, we're going too far. I'm like, here we go. We've been since now we can't call, women strong. But then, one thing about life and living day to day, you are always allowed to change your opinion about something. Just because you have an opinion about something doesn't mean it is written in stone. You're always allowed to change your opinion about something. You could say your opinion about this, and then you do a little bit of research, you learn, you learn yourself and all that, and then you go, yo, I changed my mind. I changed my stance on that. And that's fine. So that's what happened. That's what happened with me. So after I was like, yo, nah, man, because y'all strong. Y'all strong. That's strength. And so I'm trying to think if I saw something else or if I read something else. But I think I may have read something else. And they kind of broke it down in simpler terms for me. And it was saying that a woman is the reasons why we say women are strong. Those reasons are not something that they want to do. It's because they're being forced in situations. So if you take, like I just said, like single mothers, like you be like, yo, you strong, and hey, yo, single mothers don't want to be in that position, homeboy. When she got pregnant, she didn't think that she was going to be raising this kid alone or these kids alone. They didn't envision that. They didn't envision raising kids by themselves and working a full-time job or working 2 jobs or doing whatever to make ends meet. So to say, like, yo, you so strong, look at you doing all that by yourself. It's like, my G, I don't want to do this by myself. Like, this is a burden that I didn't ask for. And so it kind of put it in perspective. And I still think you can say, give a woman props and say she's strong. But I think you have to be specific and what it is you're giving her that for. And normally, when I was thinking about it, normally when we put that strength label on them, it's because they're dealing with something that they're dealing with going through a troubling time. Or it's like we're calling them strong because negative energy, negative things is happening in their life and they're maintaining. And it's like, yo, I don't want to be strong. I don't want to be strong. I don't want to do all of this by myself. And so, like I said, I changed my opinion on it. I changed my view on it. So, and I really wish I could find that little article I had read, because it cleared it up for me. It really put it in perspective. But yo, I feel y'all. So, that's my little 2 cents, Big Zoe's 2 cents. Hey, I'm gonna sing on her one day, because this mic made me want to sing and made me feel sexy when I'm behind this mic. So one day I'm gonna sing, and they used to call me Baby Gerald Levert back in school. You know what I mean? Now you can ask anybody, they're probably gonna lie and say nah or hell no, but somebody said it. I'm sure I heard somebody say it. But yo, man, I'm gonna wrap this thing up, man. Y'all, hey, yo, stay strong. Stay focused. All right? Drink your water. Eat right. Eat good. Get you some exercise from time to time. Get you some sleep. Yo, don't let them tell you sleep ain't good for you. Get you some sleep. All right? Bust you some nuts. And yo, mind your business. But stay strong, man. We're gonna get through these times, man. I know it's ugly. People's lifestyles is being hindered. Yo, it's all right. You just have to make adjustments, man. Life is about adjustments. You can still live your life. You just gotta be a little bit more cautious and use a little bit more common sense. But you can still live your life, man. But yo, be safe. Hey, protect these kids, protect these women. We need them. But y'all be easy out there, man. And until next time, stay low, keep firing. Peace.